911 may have killed off Bobby Nash, but it won't be easy to replace Station 118's beloved fire captain. Peter Krause's father figure has been a staple of the procedural since its 2018 premiere, and he led the Corps firefighters tirelessly throughout 9-11's intense disasters. Beyond his bravery and public service, however, Bobby was a friend, mentor, and role model. While there have been gruesome injuries in 911 that the main characters miraculously survived, Bobby abruptly dies after contracting a powerful pathogen in Season 8, Episode 15. The subsequent episodes were dedicated to following the ensemble's grief, but Bobby's tragic death in 911 paves the way for a new captain. Yet, the series has long proven Bobby Nash is irreplaceable. 7. Bobby knots Buck's tie before his big date. Season 1, Episode 6. Oliver Stark as Buck Buckley and Peter Krause as Bobby Nash in 911. Out of all his firefighters, Bobby always had a special connection with Evan Buck Buckley, Oliver Stark, the character who started 911 as the young wild child of the LAFD. As Buck matured over the years, Bobby became his closest confidant and, as Buck himself confirms at the end of 911 Season 7, his father in every way that matters. Their bond is obvious from the very beginning of the series, especially when Buck is getting dressed for his first date with Abby Clark, Connie Britton. Bobby gives Buck a pep talk and helps him tie his tie, wholesomely helping his young protégé prepare for the evening. While the date ends up going comically wrong, Bobby's paternal actions were unforgettable. Buck's romantic history in 911 is practically a comedy of errors, but long after Abby left California, Bobby always took care of Buck and treated him like a son. Whether it was an important conversation or a passing kind gesture, Bobby consistently showed up for Buck. In many ways, their father-son dynamic was instrumental in forming 9-11's iconic chosen family. 6. Bobby risks his life to disarm Freddy. Season 2, Episode 18. Anthony Turple as Freddy Costas in 911 Season 2. As a captain, Bobby had a duty to protect the 118 and, more broadly, the citizens of Los Angeles. The cast mainstay never took that responsibility lightly, often prioritizing his work over his personal life. Even when temporarily relieved of his duties, whether because of a vacation or a suspension, Bobby never hesitated to step in during dire circumstances. Such is the case in the Season 2 finale of 911, when Freddy Costas, Anthony Turple, went on a reign of terror to seek revenge for his father's incarceration. Freddy's father was arrested after Bobby discovered he set fire to his own business to commit insurance fraud. Nevertheless, Freddy blamed everyone involved in the case for breaking up his family. As one of 9-11's most memorable villains, Freddy sent bombs to anyone who contributed to his father's sentencing, leading one of the 118's engines to explode and pin Buck's leg. Though he wasn't technically captain at the time, Bobby fearlessly crossed the police line to intercept Freddy directly. After distracting him with conversation, Bobby disarms him and saves everyone present. Bobby helps Michael snoop on his neighbor. Season 4, Episode 7. Michael Grant and David Hale in 911 Season 4. Before Bobby and Athena, Angela Bassett, became 9-11's best couple, the police sergeant was married to Michael Grant, Rockman Dunbar. Along with their children, Harry, Elijah M. Cooper, and May, Corinne Messiah, Athena and Michael were a family unit at the beginning of 911. When Michael came out as gay, however, they quickly divorced and remained loving co-parents. Even after Bobby and Athena fell in love and married in 911 Season 2, Michael stayed a part of their lives, for better or worse. Following the intense isolation of the COVID-19 pandemic, Michael became obsessed with people watching, or, as other characters describe it in 911 Season 4, borderline stalking his neighbors. Yet, Michael unraveled a true mystery. There were red flags in plain sight, like the suspicious neighbor constantly taking out trash and having people leave his apartment with bruises. Many people in his life were skeptical, but Bobby went beyond hearing Michael out. Bobby helped investigate, eventually bringing the criminal to justice. Throughout 911, Bobby never hesitated to lend a helping hand, or a spying eye. 4. Bobby saves May from a fire at Dispatch. Season 5, Episode 16. May Grant, Corinne Messiah, in 911. As Athena's husband, Bobby also became Harry and May's stepfather in 911 Season 2, but not without some turbulence. Given his complicated past with his own deceased wife and children, Bobby had understandably complex feelings about everything. Regardless, the fire captain took to his new role immediately and extended love to his stepchildren while still trying to respect their boundaries. Over the years, their familial relationship strengthened exponentially. Consequently, it felt inevitable when Bobby rushed into the burning dispatch center to find May, who was trapped inside. The escape sequence was high stakes and certainly anxiety-inducing, but Bobby manages to guide May to safety. Then, in one of 9-1's most heartwarming moments, May calls Bobby her dad for the first time. For its first 8 seasons, what set 911 apart was the underlying feeling of hope. The heroes always won in the end, the characters always pulled through the toughest situations, and everyone ended the workday safe and sound. Bobby was 9-1's harbinger of hope, and it was never as clear as when he dragged May out of the smoke. 3. Bobby travels to Florida to support Athena. Season 6, Episode 3. Angela Bassett as Athena Grant and Peter Krauser as Bobby Nash in 911 Season 6, Episode 3. Custom image by Milika Georgievic. Bobby's truly unique heroism went far beyond the confines of his job, of course. In a masterpiece of a 911 episode, Athena brought the show to Florida to solve a cold case from her hometown. Bobby accompanied her for moral support, but he was there for Athena as she quickly got sucked into a clandestine murder investigation. Bobby and Athena's love transcended the city limits of LA, matched only by Howard, Chimney, Han, Kenneth Choi, who reunited with Maddie, Jennifer Love Hewitt, in Boston. Yet, Bobby and Athena were a power couple because of his unconditional support. While she could have handled everything by herself, Bobby made sure Athena never even had the chance to feel alone. 2. Bobby helps Buck escape his coma dream. Season 6, Episode 11. Peter Krauser as Bobby Nash in 911 Season 6, Episode 11. Bobby made such an impact on those around him, he continued to be a positive influence as a figment of Buck's imagination. Buck's coma dream in 911 Season 6 left him stranded in an alternate universe where everything was wrong. Maddie was trapped in an abusive marriage, Eddie, Ryan Guzman, lost custody of his son, and Bobby died from addiction. 2 of Buck's worst nightmares uncannily came true in 911 Season 8, but the thought of Bobby, even an unhinged and borderline unrecognizable version, helped Buck realize the key to escaping his purgatorial state. After the dream version of Bobby led Buck to recognize his self-worth, Buck chose to return to reality, where the real Bobby was waiting for him.